What would you do if the person you love most faced a gun for planting flowers in your own backyard? The sun was dipping low, painting our quiet suburban street in hues of amber. I stood on our porch, watching Lena kneel in the garden, her hands buried in the soil. She'd only been home 3 days, back from a war zone I couldn't even pronounce. Special ops, 12 years, missions she'd never talk about. Her eyes carried shadows now, but her hands steady, precise, coaxed life from the dirt. She was planting marigolds, her mother's favorite, a silent promise to heal. Our HOA cop, Carl, strutted up the driveway like he owned the place. He was new, eager to flex his clipboard authority. "Ma'am, you're violating code 47B, he barked, pointing at Lena's flower bed. "Unapproved flora. Remove it now." Lena didn't look up. She patted the soil, her silence louder than his ego. Carl's face reddened. "I'm talking to you." I stepped forward, heart racing. "Carl, it's just flowers. Let's calm down." But Carl wasn't listening. His hand shot to his holster, and before I could blink, he'd drawn his pistol, aiming it at Lena's back. "Get up now," he shouted. My stomach dropped. I froze, words choking in my throat. Lena, my Lena, was staring down a barrel in our own yard. Then she moved. Not fast, not frantic, but with a chilling calm. Lena rose, turning to face Carl, her eyes locking onto his. "You don't want to do that," she said, voice low, like a warning shot. Carl faltered, his grip on the gun trembling. He didn't know who she was. Didn't know she disarmed insurgents in darker corners of the world than this cul-de-sac. "Lower it," she said, stepping closer. Carl's bravado crumbled. He stammered, "I am in charge here." But his gun dipped, his hands shaking. Lena didn't flinch. She was a wall, unyielding, forged in places Carl couldn't imagine. I wanted to scream, to run to her, but my feet were lead. This was her battlefield now. That's when Mrs. Delaney appeared. Our nosy neighbor, always watching from her window, hobbled out with her cane, her voice cutting through the tension like a knife. "Carl, you idiot, put that thing away," she snapped. "That's Lena Harper, decorated soldier. You think you're tough pointing a gun at a hero." Her words hit like a grenade. Carl's face drained of color. He didn't know. None of us had talked about Lena's service. She didn't want the spotlight. But Mrs. Delaney, with her sharp eyes and sharper tongue, had pieced it together from snippets of overheard calls, from the way Lena carried herself. Carl lowered his gun, mumbling apologies, but Lena wasn't listening. She turned back to her marigolds, kneeling again, as if the last 5 minutes hadn't happened. Mrs. Delaney shuffled over, her cane tapping the ground. "You okay, dear?" she asked, softer now. Lena nodded, but I saw her hands tremble, just for a second. War doesn't leave you, even in a backyard. That night, Lena sat on our couch, staring at the wall. I sat beside her, afraid to touch her, afraid to break the silence. "I didn't want to be that person here," she whispered. "The soldier. I just wanted to plant flowers." My heart broke. I took her hand, feeling the calluses, the weight of battles I'd never understand. "You're home now," I said. "You're Lena. My Lena." She looked at me, eyes glistening. "I don't know how to be just Lena anymore." Her voice cracked, and I pulled her close, letting her sob into my chest. Carl's gun wasn't the real threat, it was the reminder of a world she'd fought to leave behind. But Mrs. Delaney's words, her unexpected defense, had shifted something. Lena wasn't alone. This neighborhood, this home, could be her refuge, not another war zone. The next morning, Lena was back in the garden. Mrs. Delaney joined her, bringing coffee and a packet of sunflower seeds. "Unapproved flora," she winked, handing them over. Lena laughed, the sound fragile but real. I watched from the porch, my chest swelling. Healing wasn't linear, but it was possible. One marigold, one neighbor, one day at a time. Lena was more than a soldier. She was my wife, our neighbor's hero, and the woman who'd plant flowers no matter who drew a gun. And I'd be there, every step, reminding her she was home. Yendi.